And welcome to the Family Cash Machine, you guys. Another call. We haven't recorded a call in a while, and this is I would say, a momentous call. This is a momentous call. This is a call that needed to be recorded. Everybody out there in the world, I know it's a little noisy here, but we're celebrating. Celebration now. Good time. We celebrating today, and the reason we celebrating is because, we got two classes up now. We have the fam entrepreneur, and we also have the jumper for those out there that wanted to learn cryptocurrencies. It's time to learn this industry, not just cryptocurrencies. Most of you guys talk about Bitcoin. Oh, he's into Bitcoin. No, it's not about Bitcoin. It's more about the technology, the undergirding technology that's backing Bitcoin that has something to do with decentralizing. Wow, that's a word for you guys in the world. Decentralization. Okay, and most of us, and as I was listening to John McAfee the other day, talked about, we live in a world of illusion. We live in a world where most people, they like to be eluded, and they love to be caught up in this mirage of imaginary, fictitious things. Okay, and so when you tell people, the truth is kind of frowned upon because we've been living a lie. We've been taught a lie. We've been suckling from the breast of a lie our whole life. So therefore, when somebody comes with truth, it's foreign to you. And it's funny because even when I meet women and females out here in the world, I notice, because I'm a single man. When I meet females, some women, they're so used to being told a lie. When they meet a guy that got the truth, or a guy who's really who he say he is, it's kind of hard to differentiate the false guys from the real guys. And I get it. Believe me, I understand where women are coming from because there's so many fake people out here. It's so many fake ones. Did you learn to just kind of like accept the fakeness? And you think the fakeness is the realness because they know how to make themselves look like they're really doing something. But anyway, this is more about life. This is more about money. This is more about success. And this is not the day and the time for you guys to be caught up in the illusion of success, because that illusion is dying out now. They've told you guys your whole life, go to school, go to college, and you're going to work for 30 years, and you're going to retire, and life is going to be great. Well, guess what? It just doesn't work like that anymore. People who are retiring, 80% of the people who are retiring are finding out they have less than 1 year of savings. They have less than 1 year. I mean, they have a lot of savings, but the savings are only going to last them approximately about a year. There's only a few people that even have that savings. Most people don't have that savings. Excuse me, 80% don't have the savings. 20% of the people that work 30 years are even able to save some money. And the money that they're able to save is only going to last a year. Wow. Is that what I worked for 30 years for? Is that what I went to school for 12 years for? Is that what I went to college for 8 years and left myself with $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 worth of debt? It's a lie. It's an illusion. It's not real. When in fact, 70% of multimillionaires today didn't even go to college. Interesting. 70% of millionaires didn't go to college, but they learned something that was valuable. They learned some things that was valuable that they could extract. Something based on truth, something based on facts, something based on actual practicality, something they could use every day to create income. And that's what we're about here in the Family Cash Machine. The Family Cash Machine has launched the cryptocurrency colleges, and everybody out there in the world is listening to this video. You guys should start learning cryptocurrency right now. Start learning decentralization and start learning the blockchain technology, because this is the technology that's going to change the dynamics of how money is. It's going to change the dynamics of accounting. It's going to change the dynamics of assets. It's actually a whole total new asset. It's an asset class that's been added that people are not paying attention to. So again, go right ahead. We have a class. It's only $300. But when you learn that class, when you go to that class, you'll realize that, man, I need more. I'm going to need more of this information, because this information is the information that I actually need right now to survive and to thrive and to be prosperous right now in this world. This is the information that you need. You need the information about what? About money. And I don't know a better subject and I don't know a better information to learn and master than money. Okay? So let's get back to the lies. Let's get back to the illusion. Okay? Let's get back to the mirage that everybody's in. Okay? This world is making wrong seem right. This world is making wrong seem right and right seem wrong. So when you come and tell people the perspective and how things really are, they look at you strange. And like when I tell people things like that the Federal Reserve is actually not a part of this country. They never knew that. People think, oh, Uncle Sam is coming for you for your taxes. It's actually not Uncle Sam. It's a private entity. It's a private company that's not even a part of this country. It's a private company that is owned by investors, in fact, that this country supports. But it's not the country. You're not paying taxes to your country. You're paying taxes to a private group of bankers. And people don't know that simple truth. They think they've been taught the lie. They've been taught the norm. They've been trained to think a certain way. Well, when you guys join the Family Cash Machine, you're going to be welcomed with open arms, and we're going to teach you in a way, not only that you can learn these things, but you can use it. You can utilize it in a way to catapult you to a different position in life. That's what the Family Cash Machine is all about. We're about edification and we're about elevation. We're going to elevate with this information because right now you don't have a lot of time to play around. By 2019, the summer of 2019, I believe the real estate market will crash again. Now, mind you, I am a real estate appraiser and I have listened to several economists and I have looked at these bubbles myself, and I can see because there's not enough homes being sold, as Strategic Man said the other day, Ellis Vernon here on the call, the credit scores have went up in the last year, but the sales of homes have went down. And it's all because banks are making it harder to qualify for loans. And banks don't want to let go of the money because they know that this thing is very volatile and ready to crash. So they don't want to actually loan money and give up money to people. They want to see the crash because they want to introduce to you guys a whole different way that's more controlling, more transparent for them to be able to control your money, enslave your money, and enslave you in the financial arena where they can control your movements. That's what's getting ready to happen. This next crash will be the last crash, okay, of this system. Now you got one or two options. You can either find out how to free yourself and find out how to decentralize money where the people control money, or you can fall deeper into the rabbit hole and see how that works out for you in the next 5 or 6 years when you're in a line and you're being regulated as to how much money you can pull out of your bank account. And they're telling you every day you can only take out $200 a day. And they're telling you every day that your dollar is inflating every day. So now what $1 was able to buy today, tomorrow it's going to take $2 to buy that same thing. And then next week it's going to take $5 to buy that same thing. This is what's happening in Venezuela. This is what happens when a dollar hyperinflates. And guess what? You don't have to get caught up in that. So this is why we're teaching these classes. We're teaching these classes so you can actually evade the disaster that's coming. And you can also learn how to prosper from this greatest exchange of wealth that's finna go down. Now, I just talked to the team before you guys got on the call, and I told them that we are dedicated to these classes. We're dedicated to educating people and elevating people because it's not looking real good right now economically around the world, globally. If you guys are paying any attention to what's going on, this is one of the toughest and roughest times that I've seen since the Great Depression economically. Unemployment rate is probably the highest it's been since the Great Depression. And they're not even telling you guys the real numbers. They've manipulated those numbers because what happens is after a person has been searching for a job for over a year, they just stop counting them. They just stop counting them and they start all over again. So the numbers that you guys are getting are not even real. Again, the illusion. You love the illusion. And they teach you to accept the illusion. So when people come and tell you how bad it really is, it's, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But yet we're working 2 and 3 jobs just trying to make ends meet right now. And you got your wife working 2 jobs and you working 2 jobs. So who's raising the kids? And we're wondering why gangs are increasing in America because who's there watching the kids? Who's giving the kids love? Where are your children getting their love from? From the homies? Where are they getting their love from? From the streets? Whatever there's a void in the house, they're going to find that somewhere else. And it's not the mother's fault. It's not the mother's fault because we just been printing money and printing money and printing money, and money now has not the value it had when my dad was raised and when I was raised and my dad was able to work 1 job and take care of the whole family and my mom can stay home. Now mothers have to go work because the inflation and the price of living has increased because we're using a dollar that's not backed by gold, not backed by a silver, not backed by anything. It's just a piece of paper. And the and people don't see the illusion. It's an illusion. That piece of paper has been told, they told you guys that this thing got value. It's an illusion. They tell you that this got value, right? It ain't nothing but a dead president. That's all it is. What gives it value? Our belief in it, our trust in it. And because we use that as a medium of exchange, that's what gives it value because it's being utilized in exchange. And this is the kind of stuff we're going to teach you in the family cash machine. But at the same time, you cannot have an object too long that doesn't have any real intrinsic value and continue to use it as an object of value because the illusion eventually will dissipate. And that's what's going on with the dollar. And you have people, silly people out here in the world that talk to a strategic man and myself like, what are you guys talking about? The money, the dollar is never going to not have any value. That's the illusion. We're telling you the truth. We're telling you mathematics. You can't just keep printing and printing and printing and printing and think it has value. That's just not how value works. But again, it's time for the family cash machine. All these people on the family cash machine, they're average, everyday people who have learned something extraordinary. And each and every one of them have an extraordinary talent. I've been watching this team for a while. I've been a part of this team. I am very proud to be a part of this team. And I'm committed and dedicated to teaching more people about money. Not just money, but the characteristics of money. What gives money value? Okay? How is it that money has value? What gives it its value? What gives it longevity? What gives it no value? These are the things that people need to know because governments around the world for the last 600 years have been pretty much manipulating money and manipulating the people, and they're okay with it. They just let it go. But now it's coming a time when they don't even have a solution. The people who created this mirage, they don't even have a solution as to what to do. They just keep kicking the can down the road, kicking the can down the road, hoping it doesn't happen on their watch. But if anybody understood what gives the dollar value today is debt. Every dollar created, there's $9 of debt created to put that $1 in circulation. So how long can you continue to add weight and weight and weight on a dollar before it collapses? That's what's happening today. So when you guys see the national debt is $21 trillion and ticking, as a matter of fact, I'd like to go to that national debt right now while we on this call, since they think Eric Vaughn is just shooting smoke out of his butt, and they think that strategic man and this family catching, we just screaming the sky's falling. We just screaming the sky's falling. We just talking. But let me show them what we're talking about, because we're not just talking. We actually understand what the hell's going on. We actually understand that this thing is, it's a time limit, right? So you don't have a lot of time, you guys, to play around. Time is of essence. I'm gonna pull it up. Let me see if I can pull up the national debt right now, and let me see if it stops while I'm talking. And let me see if it stops while you guys are watching the basketball. Let me see if the national debt stops, so we can take a deep breath and figure out the problem in America and figure out our money problems and our global money problems. Let's see if this clock will stop for anyone. Let me see. It's the national debt clock. Anybody can go to this. This is nothing that, I made up. This is, let's see. I'm going to show this while we're talking a little bit. National debt clock. The time is ticking. It's just a matter of time for that damn dollar crash. And I don't want to be caught with my hands in the cookie jar, nor do I want to be caught with my pants down. Let me see if I can find it. I think this is it. US debt clock, real time. And anybody can go to this and watch this. And you'll get a better understanding for this US dollar. Now, let me see. Okay. Bear with me. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's not too good of an internet here. There it is. There it is. And let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Share my screen. Bam. Here it is. It's coming up. Slowly coming up. The internet is a little slow here. But it's coming. And I want you guys out there in the world to see this. The Family Cash Machine members, they know this. And I wanted you guys in the real world to see what we're talking about. The debt. Now, one thing about debt, it's time sensitive. If you guys, any of you guys got debt, if you got a car note, a house note, they give you a time to pay that off. There's no debt, no clock. Excuse me, no debt, no term of any payment is done without a time frame. You have to have a time frame. Okay. Now, not only do you have a time frame, you have a time frame on the late periods. Okay, if you're 30 days late, they can start the process of foreclosing on your house. Usually with a car, if you're 90 days late, they're coming to get it. So it's time. Every debt is up against the clock. So if the U.S. debt right now, look, it's 21 trillion. Here it is right here. 21 trillion and counting every second that I talk. It don't stop for Christmas. It don't stop for your birthday. It don't stop when you die. In fact, when you die, you got to pay death tax. You got to pay tax to die. That's funny. Just think, if you going to hell, you got to pay to go see hell. Ain't that something? That's interesting. But we know that ain't to be true. But I'm just saying, you got to pay. You're going to leave your kids with debt if you're not understanding money. It don't matter if you believe me or not. This is real. These numbers is real. These numbers is real, and they ticking every day. Okay, look, U.S. total interest paid. This is the interest. They done paid $3 trillion on the 21 trillion, and look at that debt. That debt is growing faster than they can pay, and the interest is growing faster than they can pay. All of these numbers have something to do. Income tax revenue, not even 1 trillion. This is all this stuff in the red is a problem. Okay, and it's even more to it than this when you really understand economics. But guess what? With Bitcoin, it's not that simple. It's not that hard. It has nothing. None of these numbers have anything to do with the currency that we generated called Bitcoin. Cryptocurrencies is the currency of the people. And none of these numbers have anything to do with the value of cryptocurrencies. The value of cryptocurrency is solely based on people's ability to trade, to sell and buy, sell and buy. That's it. It has no national debt. Wow. It has no global debt. It has no derivatives. It has no unemployment. None of that stuff matters in the cryptocurrency space. That's what makes it a free currency, a currency that represents freedom of the people. because debt is a form of oppression. Debt is a form of slavery. Debt is a form of limiting, and it's a form of control. So if somebody has debt on you, you're pretty much enslaved to that debt. You're obligated to that debt. Well, guess what? With cryptocurrencies, there's no debt. It's just a currency that's created with functionality. There's several functionalities with it, and we can't go into it today, but I'm so excited to announce to you guys the Cryptocurrency College is up, done. We got more classes coming to you, and we have enough classes now to start bringing it to the masses because it's the basic layman level classes first. We have classes on money. We teach you guys about money. We teach you guys about petrodollars. We teach you guys about the central banks, the Federal Reserve. We teach you guys about the Bretton Woods, the gold standard. We teach you how the American dollar became the dominant dollar in the world. We teach you that. We teach you what different mitigating factors, and it's really simple. We don't make it hard at all. We don't do all that complicated stuff you guys just saw that makes the dollar tick. We teach you guys basic adding and subtraction, basic elementary. Then we teach you guys how to come into this industry and make money in this industry. Now remember, a lot of people out there listening to this video might say, well, I heard the guy who invested in Bitcoin lost all his money. Okay. I had a girl tell me this last week that if she read an article of a guy that lost all his money in Bitcoin. Well, first of all, I don't know how he lost all his money because this is not the type of product like Wall Street where you invest, and if your investment is going the opposite way, they just take your money. It doesn't work like that. This is just like a house. If you buy a house and the market is 500,000, say your house is 500,000, but then something happens in the market and your house dips to 400,000. Well, guess what? You still got your house. You haven't lost your house. You might have lost some value, but you still own that product. That's how Bitcoin, that's how cryptocurrencies are. And once you possess cryptocurrency, you own that. It's in your possession. It is in your wallet. Now, short term, if you lost a little value, so what? Hang on to it. I guarantee you Bitcoin will not be 6,500. Don't know what happened there. It seems like whenever I get deep into the deepness of the currencies and how they work in this country and debt and helping other individuals understand prosperity and really to be prosperous, stuff like that happens. Go figure. But I guarantee if I had a Jay-Z video on right now, you guys wouldn't get no interruptions. Guaranteed. So anyway, as I was saying, is that this cryptocurrency.
Here we record again.
It's recording. But thanks, Dave.
Oh, okay. I don't see it on the. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's recording. Thanks, Dave. That's what I said, man. Dave can be at work and he don't miss a beat. He catch everything going on. I appreciate you, Dave. But yeah, this is an announcement that we've been talking about the cryptocurrency classes for a while now. We got them up. We got 2 classes up for you guys. There'll be another class next week up. Not class, but courses. Each one of those courses have several classes that you need to know. We started from the beginners, and we made sure you guys understood the basics about money first, because we can't really give you cryptocurrency until you understand money. Then once you understand money, then you'll be able to understand cryptocurrency. Then you'll say, oh, I got it. And then you'll understand how they're controlling it. You'll understand how they're basically controlling and manipulating money. And you again trained to think that's how it's supposed to be. You're trained to think that's how it's supposed to be. No one should control the flow of money. No one should control value but the people. And when we allowed a small group to come in and manipulate value and to manipulate money, then that's when the problem starts. So, like I said, this is not just about money. It's more about freedom. It's more about regaining control of our lives. It's more about corruption and being able to use the blockchain to validate more things where we don't need crooked guys in the White House to regulate to us, authorize to us different laws. We can let the people decide through voting algorithms. Wow. What's going to be and what's not going to be. Now, today I was listening to something very interesting. about Kavanaugh, and they were saying we shouldn't focus on him and whatever happened with this girl. We should only focus on his qualifications. And he's very qualified as a judge. He's very qualified to be a Supreme Court judge, which to me has everything to do with your character. Everything to do with your character. This guy is going to be in charge of interpreting. They can't stop this. They can't stop this message. They can try. They can't stop it. Now, this guy is going to be in charge of interpreting the Constitution. So to me, everything about him, his character, is relevant, very relevant. Okay, because he's going to be making judgments. But there's a double standard in America, of course, and they're saying now that it's not really relevant. We've investigated it, and he's still going to get this seat. But they had that position even when the story came out. With blockchain technology, you guys, we won't need Supreme Court judges. The people in the world could be it's recording. Thanks, Antonio. The people in the world could be the judge of the of the Constitution. And I don't want to get too deep into blockchain technology and how it works, because that's not what this call about. This call is just about to open up to the people and let them know that the Family Cash Machine does have the cryptocurrency courses available now. You can take a couple of courses now with us and start learning how you could take control of your own finance and how you could become anonymous when it comes to your transactions, and you don't have to be sharing all your identification every time you transact, which is a problem because you're subjecting yourself to hackers, and that's a huge industry right now, hacking. You also, I'm in here with the game, you guys, so it's getting a little loud, but you also could learn how you can be one of the first ones in this industry to capitalize. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there going, well, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, I should have got in at the beginning. It's already too, it's not a good time because it's not the beginning. That's very not true, because even though it started in 2009, there was only a small group of people involved in it, and it's already made more millionaires than any other industry in the world, and at the fastest amount of time, and still making them every day. Now, there's only less than 2 million people in the entire world that's in cryptocurrencies. And now we're talking about an industry that has the capability of absorbing all the money in the world. 7 billion people around the world. This is an industry that interacts with a commonality that all people in the world have in common, which is money. And so 2 million out of 7 billion, can't be more in the beginning than this. You couldn't have picked a better time to get into this industry, because you can go into any grocery store, you can go any mall right now and say cryptocurrency, and they won't know what the hell you're talking about. Believe me, there'll be very few people that know what you're talking about. So, if any. So it couldn't be a better time to learn this now and to capitalize on this. Eventually, we're going to be starting mining and all kind of stuff in the Family Cash. Hey, man, you guys need to get with this now, because we get ready to kick this thing into a whole nother gear. And you want to learn this because opportunities out there are fleeting. Okay? There's rarely any jobs out there now paying you enough to take care of your family the way you want to take care of your family. So we're creating opportunities now. We're creating opportunities, starting with the knowledge, re-educating yourself about what really is going on in the world, and how you can leverage your position and capitalize on, like I said, one of the greatest exchanges of wealth ever in the history of the world, because there's never been a time that all the currencies in the world was in trouble and getting ready to crash and finna be replaced by other forms of currency. And you got an opportunity to position yourself right now in this industry with the Family Cash Machine. And you guys will see real soon, as other individuals have already taken this knowledge that we've given them, and they're not on this call now because they're doing so good. They out there, they doing their thing. So now we created a structured institution to train more people on how they can make the kind of money that some of the people that we ran into over the last 2 years that we've trained with this information, and you guys can have that same opportunity to do that without a degree, without matriculating and all that stuff. Just the right information at the right time in the right industry can make you a multimillionaire, and that's what this is all about. This is all about learning and getting a skill of information that is pertinent in this day and time. All right, you guys. So I think that I'm definitely in a bad area because I see my signal is very low. So I'm gonna have to edit this video, but I definitely want to keep this announcement out that we do have the 2 classes up for you guys if you want to learn about cryptocurrency, want to learn about one of the greatest technologies that has been invented. It's the Internet of Money. Money is creating its own internet. You definitely want to learn this right now and get these classes and start positioning yourself so you won't be caught up when this stuff hits the fan. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out now. I'm going to close out the actual video, live video, and again, I'm going to open up for the family pastor cemetery. We'll just talk to each other right now. And you guys out there, click this link down here and sign up for the family cash scene. Classes are available right now. You can start at $300, and the information that you're going to get will. And the person said, boy, they best to interrupt you. It's okay. We're gonna get this message out. They can't stop it, bro. They can kind of create obstacles, but they can't stop it. It's out the bag. So, and I'm not gonna shut up until I die. How about that? So I'm gonna tell the whole world I like my big mouth. Yeah, I got a big mouth, big mouth. And so I'm gonna tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. See that? Rabbit got the gun. So Dodgers home run. All right. So yeah, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and close out. Click that link, you guys. Like this page, subscribe, and we're going to continue to push the Family Cash Machine, Cryptocurrency College, and the Fam Wealth Network. And now it's time for us to start generating some money. Let's make some money because we got a surprise for you guys in that class. When you sign up for that class, we're gonna put you in a position to make some money, even though you don't know what's going on. So sign up with Family Cash Machine, Cryptocurrency class, and start taking the courses, and you will not regret it. So with that, you guys, I'm gonna sign out. This is Eric Vaughn, Family Cash Machine, peace. Hold on, Family Cash Machine members, we're gonna stay on this call. I'm gonna close out the recording though.